Highly sensitive people are often attracted to narcissists. Is that really true? And if so, what is the reason? Welcome to today's episode. My name is Robert and today we talk about HSP and narcissism. First of all, before we go into the topic, I want to clarify something, and that is personality is a really complex entity. That means just as high sensitivity, narcissism is not always black or white. You can think of it more as kind of a spectrum. So a person can actually display all characteristics of a narcissist or just a few. Our brains love to categorize, but personality is not always easy to map. So because there are some people who just display just a couple aspects and characteristics of a narcissist, but also, on the other hand, may have wonderful characteristics, it's really difficult to clearly identify someone as a narcissist. That said, now let's have a look at the classic narcissistic behavior. So what makes a narcissist? The typical personality disorder of narcissism has the following characteristics: little empathy or complete lack of empathy, but what narcissists tend to do is they learn and mimic empathy. They cannot really empathize, they cannot really feel it, but they mimic it. They exploit others for their own needs and goals. They expect others to always understand them and live up to their expectations, even if they do not that for the other person. They have prominent fantasies of power and success, but only selfishly motivated. You might also spot a sense of arrogance and overconfidence in them. One clear thing is they always blame others. They themselves are never the problem. And another interesting correlation, narcissists are mostly male. So if you now imagine that narcissism is on the one side of the spectrum, then high sensitivity is exactly on the other side. So this is, for example, me. So people have a really sensitive nervous system. By the way, HSP, having a sensory processing sensitivity, is not a personality disorder, but rather a heightened perception and processing of environmental stimuli. If you want to make it more visual, you can also imagine a horseshoe, right? So on the left side, you have narcissism. On the right side, you have high sensitivity. And exactly these two opposite sides attract each other like magnets. And why is that? So both expressions, narcissism and high sensitivity, have needs and characteristics which perfectly complement each other. HSPs, on the one hand, have a strong capacity for empathy and a deep desire for understanding. They are really good in putting themselves in the shoes of others and understanding them. They give a lot of time and attention to other people. Narcissists, on the other hand, seek exactly that. They gratefully receive attention, praise, and understanding. So as you have a giver and a receiver here, you could also speak of a kind of anti-receptive relationship. As I said, according to the current state of science, narcissism mainly affects men, which in turn also means that it's more likely that a woman can be stuck in a narcissistic toxic relationship. Especially, we have now learned, highly sensitive woman. So ladies, and this is a serious thing, if you're listening right now and you identified yourself as a highly sensitive person and you feel like you're stuck in some kind of toxic relationship with a narcissist, definitely listen carefully now. Pay close attention if you're in a giver-taker constellation where you have attracted a narcissist who is sucking up all your energy. What I personally also experience from time to time, we highly sensitive people often fall into a state of denial, and we just don't want to admit it, because after all, realizing it involves a hell lot of pain. In the case of narcissism, the narcissist will try to exploit you to keep your attention that he craves so much. At the same time, however, he will treat you with little attention and understanding. If you are now exactly in such a situation, perhaps married to a narcissist, have children, you cannot just run away. Therefore, it can be really helpful to seek professional support. Find a therapist who knows about high sensitivity and narcissism. And not every therapist does that. I will definitely publish an episode in the future on how to find the perfect therapist as a highly sensitive person. So if you don't want to miss that upcoming episode, definitely subscribe to the podcast here and now on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen. So really serious topic today. Have you ever dealt with a narcissist before? How did you deal with this kind of relationship situation? If you want to share that, feel free to do so in the comments or in the FAQ section. I think it's a highly important topic, especially for the constellation, highly sensitive woman and narcissistic man. So if you want to share something, do so. So it may be helpful for so many more people if you're willing to open up here, if you feel comfortable doing that. Also, I'm always happy reading from you. I see and speak to you in the next episode. Have a great day.